What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. Today, we're doing a special WTF Wednesday review. For those of you who may be new to the channel, WTF Wednesday is the one day a week when we showcase a beer we normally wouldn't on the program. So sometimes that means we do stuff from the big boys like Bud Miller and Coors. Sometimes we try interesting offerings for microbreweries. And more recently, we've been trying to get those passport stamps up with the international beers. And that's exactly what we have today. So this beer is called Snake Venom. And this is from Brewmeister Brewery in Scotland.
Right. And not only is it a WTF Wednesday, we're also doing something completely different here. We're doing a dual channel review.
Yeah.
So we're both recording this, and we're both going to release it on our channels simultaneously to see how this goes.
Yeah.
Because this is such a crazy beer.
Yeah, so this is billed as the highest ABV beer in the world, or was, right?
Supposedly it's the world's strongest beer, allegedly.
Yeah.
And this comes in at 67.5% ABV.
Wow, that's pretty wild.
Now, it was certified according to, what was it, Beer Advocate somewhere said that it was certified as the world's strongest beer in 2013.
Right.
However, when I bought this, I bought a 2-beer package. This beer and another one, I always mispronounce it, like Beethier's, I think is what it is. Beethier's Fire, which is actually higher alcohol.
Okay, where'd you get them?
I mean, that one's 75% alcohol. I found these on Hard to Find Whisky. It's a website. I just happened to go to it and find this package deal. It was about 133 pounds for both beers, a little glass that I left at home, and that includes about 40 pounds worth of shipping. But in total, that was about, what we say, $175 for the 2 beers.
Yeah, and the little glass.
But it's crazy to have
well,
2 insanely high alcohol beers.
It's kind of funny. Some of my students know I do beer review videos, and someone actually asked me if I ever done this, and I was like, I've never seen it. Like, I'd heard about it. I think everybody's probably heard about it in the beer communities. You hear about this, but it's not something you regularly see. So, the Yeti and I were talking, and he picked it up. So, thrilled to be able to give this thing a try, man.
So on the bottle here, I mean, this is Brewmeister Snake Venom, the world's strongest fortified beer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we want to get into that.
Well, I mean, we were not 100% sure what that means. I think what we kind of deciphered after we did a little look-in was that the beer is brewed and then they use something else to fortify it, maybe to bring it up to ABV. That's the best we can
kind of
figure.
What it sounds like.
Maybe we're wrong.
And didn't you say there was a little blurb on Untappd about...
There is. There's a blurb here on Untappd that says, the world's strongest beer at 65%, but the bottle says 67.5. Ingredients include crystal malt, wheat, flaked oat, and of course 100% Scottish spring water. So maybe Don knows something about this. I don't know. We then freeze ferment the beer to bring up the ABV. Consume this like a fine whiskey. Despite being 65%, the beer has a lot of flavor. Malty, hoppy, slightly sweet, and lots of yeast still in the beer. Be careful though, smelling it is probably enough to put you over the limit.
So I wonder if when the original Untappd was made, the listing for this beer on Untappd, I wonder if it was 65%, but now it's 67.5, because it clearly says on the bottle 67.5%.
Yeah.
And it's one of the places or a couple of places I read that they use 2 different kinds of yeast. One is a beer yeast and the other is the champagne yeast to try to help bolster that alcohol.
Okay. So, pretty interesting. The can has that little sticker on the back, too, which is kind of neat. That says, like, 100% authentic snake bite. What's it say underneath there?
Snake Venom.
Snake Venom, rather.
Product... no, it says...
Beware of imitations.
Beware of imitations.
So, I guess there's some...
That's kind of that, like, reflective...
It's like holographic. It's kind of hard to read it.
And it says... Best before date would be... It's either, I'm guessing since it's Europe, that's going to be July 8th of 2032. And it was bottled on July 8th of 2022. So they say this is good for about 10 years.
Yeah, and again, this is supposed to be more like a whiskey, so we're obviously not drinking the whole bottle.
I didn't look up this number, though. GN39. I wonder what that is. I wonder if that's the bottle number or generation number. Or,
I don't know.
But it says GN39.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. I don't think I've ever...
The other weird thing on this bottle is a lot of this writing is in, Japanese, Chinese?
That's Chinese.
It's in Chinese. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but the majority of the writing on the bottle is in that language, which I was kind of surprised at.
I don't see anything saying that, like looking it up, so I don't know.
It also has this sticker on the top, I'm sure you all can see, I've been staring at. It says the beer is strong. Do not exceed 35 ml in one sitting. So basically they're telling you not to do more than a shot of this
Yeah, roughly
in any one sitting. So that's why we have these tiny taster glasses.
Yeah. So we're just going to do a little shot of it
Because we're going to do a little taster of it and see how it goes.
and hope we don't die. We'll see what happens.
Because we don't want to get fluted off a half a beer and
You can do the honors. I don't want to ruin your cap. Show them the crown.
That is a cool looking crown. What's on there?
I think it's supposed to be a snake's
Oh, it's
head.
a snake's head. Yeah. When you look at it the right way up, it's a snake's
if it's upside
head.
down, it's like a weird pyramid. It's
upside
on fire,
down. It
right?
doesn't look. Yeah. Like, what is this? A tent? A TP? No hiss.
We're going to attempt to reseal this when we're done.
There's no hiss whatsoever.
Well, did we read somewhere that said it didn't have any
bubbles
or
there's
something?
no carbonation because it's too thick or some nonsense.
Oh, you going too heavy already, dog? What the hell are you doing?
Oh, it's supposed to be about a shot.
Bro, that's way more than a shot. That's like a double shot, homie. No, stop. Listen, heed the label.
I am heeding the label.
Heed the warning, sir. Heed the warning.
That's hardly anything in there. Man. That is way more clear than I expected it to be, first of all.
It kind of looks like a whiskey sitting in the glass.
It does look like a whiskey.
I mean, that's the color. I mean, if I bring up the Brew HQ chart,
Oh.
what do you think? Like a 6 or something, maybe? Deep gold?
But that is so clear.
Crystal clear.
That is just,
Zero
incredibly
carbonation.
clear.
There's not a bubble in there.
No, not at all. I mean, that looks like liquor.
Yeah, let's give it a sniff.
That looks like liquor, straight up liquor.
Oh, shit.
That smells like rubbing alcohol.
You know what this reminds me of? Many years ago when I was in college, my buddy Tom, his parents worked at the embassy in Moscow, and he went over there and came back and bought us all these small bottles of whiskey, of vodka, probably smaller than this, like the small guys. And I was like, what is this? Like, it's weird, you know? And we all thought, like, what the heck, we'll all take a shot. And everybody poured a shot and drank it, and it was like straight rubbing alcohol. It was disgusting. I'm not a big whiskey dude. You don't mind whiskey, though, do you? You like
No, I don't mind whiskey. But there's something else in there. There is actually like a little bit of fruitiness in there. If you get past the straight up alcohol.
Well, the hard part is I think it burns your nostrils initially, and you have to kind of persist and get through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly fruity. You know what all this reminds me of? Do you ever have like apples or something that go old? And they kind of like their alcohol, and you get a little bit of that fruity smell. That's kind of what it reminds me of, something like that.
That is oily on the glass there. I mean,
yeah, you can see
it's leaving tons of legs or whatever you want to call those. It is very oily, very viscous looking. I wonder if you could light this on fire.
Well, let's not try it in the shed. I kind of like it here. This is our backup home if we get booted out by our ladies. So.
I don't have a lighter anyways, but I was just wondering, like 67% alcohol should be flammable at that point.
What would that make it? I mean, double that for the proof?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be almost like 130 proof.
So this is slightly less
proof.
than like 151?
Yes. Yes.
All right, man.
You ready to taste this?
Hell no.
We're going to do...
anyway, pinky out for the queen.
Big sip, little sip, or we just...
Oh, I'm not slamming it. I'm going to take a little
sip.
sip and try it. Before I commit to the rest of this, I want to see what it tastes like.
You have to finish that glass.
I'm going to put a little cap on it and bring it home. All right, let's go.
Put it in a sippy cup.
Fuck. Oh, it's whiskey, brother. It's straight whiskey. It's burning all the way down my throat. It is
booze.
It's burning my entire throat.
That's why I asked you if you wanted to have a beer with this, and you said no.
My throat is literally burning, bro.
It's booze.
I'm drinking some of this water.
Oh, I forgot we had that water here.
It's burning my throat. That is not for me.
What are the flavors you get out of it?
I got, holy shit, your throat's on fire. That's what I got. I'm not even sure, to be honest, on this. Because the alcohol just goes straight down and burns. It's hard for me to really pick up the other stuff. I'm sure you're supposed to swish it in your mouth or something. Are you doing that? So I'll defer to you.
It's just booze.
Yeah.
I mean...
If someone gave this, you just think it's a shot of some kind of whiskey or something.
It's just yeah, I mean, there's not... I don't get a whole lot of flavor out of that. That's just straight up liquor.
Didn't somebody do a ridiculous review on BeerADday? I mean, ratings-wise, Untappd 3.40. Untappd 3.40, Beer Advocate 3.24. Was it Beer Advocate that had like the crazy write-up?
Yeah, BeerReview had some crazy write-up where somebody was talking about all the different flavors they
It tastes like peppercorns
and lemongrass and
butterfly's eyebrow. It tasted all these very
fairy
specific,
tears and
specific weird things that I'm pretty sure it doesn't taste like, but to each their own.
I mean, that's is this beer?
It's just whiskey, brother. It's whiskey. I don't think it is, to be brutally honest. To me, this isn't beer. I think it, when you scan it, what's it show up as? An ice bock?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, it's novel, very cool to try. Obviously, you know what I mean, because it's the strongest beer in the world.
Allegedly,
if you're into beer, you're gonna have to want to try it. That being said, it's a bit tough. I think I like the Utopias much better. You said that earlier. Somebody had said that. I agree with it. I like the Utopias more.
I definitely like the Utopias better.
Utopias have more flavor, I think. Or this is just straight burn for me.
You know, now that I'm getting over the initial burn,
holy shit,
there is some like buttery, butterscotchy kind of flavor in there.
I'll tell you what I did. I just let like some of it just like sit on my lips a little bit, even just to like taste it. Like don't just drink it. I didn't swish it around and stuff. But I think you're right. You do get a little bit of something, but it's mostly like 95% alcohol burn.
Like I wonder what the base beer was like. The original base beer before they fortified it.
Fuck. I'm a little hungover from yesterday. So this is going down like a knife in the stomach, dude. It's brutal.
I'd be interested to see what to try the base beer.
Yeah, as a point of comparison.
Because like before it gets fortified with whatever they fortify it with.
Yeah. Just
to see.
Does it retain any of those flavors or taste?
And maybe even the base beer that they use before they start doing the ice distillation. It'd be neat to be able to get all three versions and sit them side by side and taste them and compare them. You know
what's funny? Now that like it's been sitting a little bit, I think the alcohol burn is subsided. You can pick up a little more of the flavors. To me, I think you do get definitely like a little bit of a fruitiness to it as well.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like some of it tastes like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It almost tastes like maybe like some raisiny thing going on, like you know that like high ABV raisiny thing you get with like barley wines and stuff.
Yes,
I almost feel like it's like a little bit like that, and maybe that's just a byproduct of the higher ABVs, like a barley wines. I mean, obviously not this high, but
it could be.
Maybe that's what it is. But what do you think?
I mean, I'm still getting a little bit of like a buttery, like buttery butterscotch kind of flavor out of this. I don't know. I mean, is this a beer?
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
I don't think this. I wouldn't consider this a beer either. This is a whiskey, a liquor.
Well, here's the thing:
moonshine.
If you're only supposed to drink it like a shot at a time,
right?
It can't really be a beer, in my opinion. Now, I will say this: I feel the same way about the Utopias. I like it; it's interesting. But do I think that it's a beer? No, I don't. I think it's
at least the Utopias had a little bit of carbonation and was much more reminiscent of beer.
But I think they're almost they're almost their own category or something. You know what I mean? Like,
but I don't think the Utopias was fortified.
Fair enough.
And I didn't realize that's what this is when I bought it. I still would have bought it anyways because it's ridiculous and interesting. And,
sure.
But it being fortified kind of takes away a little bit to me.
If fortified means what we think it means,
right?
It seems like cheating a bit. You know what I mean?
It seems like if we understand what fortified means, it seems like they took beer, poured a bunch of moonshine or Everclear or something in it, to bring it up to the ABV they wanted.
Well, I mean, I know you like they say you ice distill it and you bring it up, but I don't know that you can bring it up to 70%. I mean, maybe you can.
Maybe you can. I don't know.
But, yeah, it's weird. I'm not sure how I feel about it. If I was going to rate it, to be honest, I'd probably give it an eh. It's certainly not something I'd want to drink again or a bunch of. Awesome novelty, thrilled to be able to try it, and I don't even think that I can fairly judge this. Because, you know, if it is supposed to be more like a whiskey, and I'm 100% not a whiskey drinker, you know, I don't even know that I could be fair to say that it's good or bad, thus the eh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you could fairly rate this as a beer. I mean, if you look at it more like a whiskey, it's a higher ABV. It's got a lot of burn to it compared to regular whiskeys. But some nice whiskeys do have some of that burn.
But this is like mostly burn, bro.
Still getting that like buttery. Yeah, it's just hard to rate. I mean, I don't know. Would I personally buy this again? No, it's a one-off novelty.
Right. But you
Cool
knew
to
that
have,
when you
cool-
bought it, though.
No, I
You
do
knew
have.
that when you bought
I
it.
bought it.
Yeah.
If somebody gave me a bottle of this, I wouldn't be mad.
Sure.
It would be cool to have again.
As a novelty again, yeah.
But as far as drinkability, I guess
Yeah.
it's probably a one and done for me. I mean,
Yeah.
it was neat. So I'd probably give it an or on my channel, I'll give it a let it play.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never be mad at somebody giving me something like this to drink.
No, I mean, and again, I'm thrilled you shared this with me. I mean, super cool to be able to say you tried, the world's strongest beer.
And it's definitely not the worst alcohol I've ever had, or the worst, not even the worst beer I've ever had.
Yeah.
I would take this over that Sonder blue
ice
snow
cream?
cone, blue ice cream, Kings Island abomination.
That's the worst
Any day of the week.
Worst beer I've ever had in my life.
I would much rather drink this.
I agree. So
So it's not the worst.
interesting beer. Thrilled to be able to try it. Thanks again to the Ginger Yeti for sharing it. We both gave it an he gave it a let it play. Hopefully you like the video. If you do, don't give us an or let it play. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, if you look down in my the info section below, I got a link to the Yeti's channel so you can check him out. If you've tried this, let us know what you think about it, man. I would love to hear what the other people thought, because I think when we looked it up, was there only about 800 people had
Only
it
about 800.
on Untappd? There's not a lot, so I'm sure there's a couple people out there that watch videos that saw it. Let us know what you think about it. Hey, till next time.
Cheers.